All right, we're getting a little high tech over here. We've got a little light now, so that way I don't look like I'm a million years old and I can actually film when it's crummy weather outside. Today it's actively pouring like crazy. Anyway, so this is going to be a general tarot reading for the collective. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest. I might do something different today. You know what? I do want to do something different today. So I'm going to ask Spirit about your energies plus your person's energies and see where we're at. All right, Spirit, can I get something for the collective? All right, so 3 of Cups. I'm gonna pull a couple cards before we go crazy here. We also got the Hierophant. Can I get something about the other person's energy? We got 8 of Swords and Temperance. Interesting. You know what? I want to keep going here. So they are in hermit mode, currently withdrawing a bit, while you're over here making money moves. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you're very much so at peace, which we like that, and they're feeling left out in the cold. Okay, so very interesting. So it looks like we've got a couple things to unpack here. So right away, I'm getting a sense that you are in a phase of things just going well for your life. You have a lot that you're celebrating. Oh, damn, I can't even pick up the... Oh, my nail just messed up the card. It's all right. So you're in a very much so place of abundance and prosperity. You have a lot that you're celebrating right now. 3 of Cups, when you're asking about one person's energy, it's very much so like this internal like feeling of just kind of pride and just like happiness, and like you've got, like I said, like you have a lot that you're celebrating. 4 of Swords, you're very much so at peace. You're very much so, you know, when it comes to this other person, you're kind of given I don't know if this, you'll have to let me know if this makes sense, but you're very much so in a space where you can kind of go either way. Like you're not unbothered by anything. It's either that you feel like you're stable in your relationship, or you're stable in knowing that no matter what happens in life, you've got something that's coming towards you that's going to be good and for your benefit. So we like that. We also have the Hierophant here. So you're very much so firm in what it is that you want, very much so firm in your morals, your values, the mission that you want for your life, kind of like spiritual beliefs, could be anything, but so sometimes with the Hierophant card, people say, oh, this is the marriage card. It is. But when it comes to me asking about a specific person's energy, I would say that you are someone that is very much so kind of, I don't know, you might be a little rigid, actually. You might be a little rigid. So, okay, so what I'm getting is like an intuitive hit here is you might be being a little rigid right now in terms of kind of like belief systems, and like, you know, like I feel like you might be being stubborn in what it is that you want. So I would say, if anything, if this resonates for you, kind of be a little bit more open-minded about how somebody comes towards you, and like, you know, how you take their approach. Like I feel like the Hierophant is very much so, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like this, like, priest is the wrong word. Well, okay, so yes, there is like a lot of like a religious tone for this card, but I feel like it's very much, oh fuck, my ring light, no. That's probably gonna keep falling over. We've got a setup, but it's not the greatest setup. I can't put the ring light on the phone because the phone, like the camera's like right there on the phone. So it's, we're learning. We're learning. I actually have another tripod behind my desk, but I don't have enough room behind the desk right now to like keep it there. Anyway, so the Hierophant is kind of like, you know, it's like this, it's very, like, not pious, because I'm not saying you're prude either. Hold on, I will, give me a second. So what I'm trying to say here is, with the Hierophant energy, it's kind of like you're very rigid in terms of your belief systems, like how it is that you think things should come together. You might be a little bit more of a traditionalist, and I can't find the card to save my life on my cheat sheet. Yeah, traditional convention, yeah, going by conventions and strict beliefs. Yeah, so I'm not wrong. I'm just not finding the word that I want to help describe your energy in this situation. But what I'm trying to say here is if you are kind of rigid in how you think, fucking ring light, how you think relationships should come together, I would say it might be time to evaluate that and think about it a little bit. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the ass this whole time. But I'm not gonna like quit filming while we're doing this. It'll just be a thing that irks me. You're also very much so in an energy of Page of Pentacles. You have a lot of opportunities that are coming towards you, whether it's slow, fast, doesn't matter. Usually Page is kind of, or a slower energy, slower moving energy. So you do have opportunities coming in that are building your wealth. I don't know why I can't talk today. When I look at your person's energy, there's very much so, like, they really are in a place where they kind of feel like they're left out in the cold, and I feel like this might be because of your rigid approach, because maybe there is a disconnect in terms of how you think that things should move forward, and there is just some kind of disconnect here. They are feeling left out in the cold. They are trying to have patience with you. So yeah, if you are being stubborn, listen, like I am really feeling called to tell you to reevaluate how stubborn you are with your expectations and, you know, how you think that things should kind of come together. They are very much so also in a hermit energy where they're kind of taking time to go within. They might even have dialed back from communicating with you, actually. But that said, they are withdrawing into themselves, kind of taking a look at themselves, and like, you know, if something doesn't stack up, they are kind of assessing, you know, how can they actually meet your needs while also meeting their needs. They are also coming from a place where there has been a lot of previous hurts. You know, so with the Eight of Swords, it's almost as if like they aren't ready to move forward. That's something that I'm getting actually right now, is like they're not ready to move forward. So eights are actually a positive number in tarot. They have gone through a lot of challenges. So I think if anything, there is some trauma baggage that they might be bringing into the situation. So not bad for this situation specifically, but in terms of your person's energy, they are very much so, you know, like everybody's got a past, right? Everybody's got a past. So if they're not ready to move forward, you kind of have to honor that. So as much as like things are kind of picking up, like, you know, just kind of, I just feel like it's like your life is getting up off the ground. As much as that's happening for you, your person's not always going to be in the same time frame as you, or in that same trajectory, like in that same phase in their life, you know what I mean? They might not be on the same page in terms of, you know, how quick things are accelerating with their life, or, you know, how quick things are kind of moving upwards and onwards. So as much as they're having patience with you, you have to have patience with them too as well. So like I said, take a look at, you know, where you might have some limiting beliefs, where you might have, you know, you might have created boundaries where, you know, maybe you've been a little too harsh in your expectations, and you kind of need to dial back a bit. I think, if anything, that's the energy that's coming through for me. So if I was to ask Spirit for guidance around, like, what's the final, like, outlook here? Spirit. Four of Cups. Yeah. Okay, so you're being stubborn. You want what it is that you want. You're really kind of not budging, and you want it to come to you in a specific manner. Not that it's not great. I mean, it's good to know what you want and to kind of be firm in how it is that you want things to happen in your life, but you kind of also have to have some give and take. And, you know, I was kind of curious about this. It seems like it's coming from a place of, you know, you've had too many burdens in the past. Like, you know, you've taken on too much for other people. And I feel like if anything, you're afraid that this is going to go down that same path where, you know, you really are taking on the other person's burdens, doing too much. Whereas, you know, maybe you may not have had that reciprocated. So therapy would be good. Therapy would be good. Especially because I feel like there's a lot to really unpack here from your side, not so much your person's side. Yeah, because you can't, you know, you can't just like have these high walls up and then create these like just insane expectations for somebody else to like scale those walls and come to you. Like, I feel like there is a need for a give and take here. And I feel like, you know, just with the current energies, I feel like you're not so much like open to really that. So that's all I have to really say about that. But what I will do is I will see, you know, how does this person feel? Because, I mean, obviously, like, if you're creating unreasonable expectations and expecting them to kind of, like, run the nine when you're not willing to, that creates some challenges and potentially enough friction for this not to work. So, Spirit, can I get some kind of confirmation of, like, where's the long term of this? You might even have, like, weird expectations around money. So for some of you in the collective, this person is someone that does have a lot of wealth for themselves, you know, and they are kind of taking a look at what it is that's going to work best for them. So I do think that there is a word of caution here. I mean, like, I'm not saying that you've messed up necessarily. Maybe you have. Not saying that it's doomed, but I do think that without reevaluating your approach and, like, you know, what it is that you're asking for and what it is that this person is capable of giving you, I think that there is a need to get real about kind of like how things can move forward. I was gonna say be real about like reality, but that, you know, just two reels on top of each other doesn't really quite make sense, right? But I am getting a sense that like you really do need to be real about what it is that can actually happen here, if anything can happen, because I feel like this person is also kind of, like I said, like they have their interest, they, you know, they have an interest in this, they have a vested interest. So if they want things to move forward with you, obviously there needs to be something in it for them as well. You can't just be them over giving, because then you're setting someone up for the same type of situation that you've previously come from. So, I don't know who this is going to resonate for. If it does resonate for you, let me know. Feel free to claim the reading. Give me any feedback. But I do think that for some of you in the collective, just because, and you know, I feel like if anything, this is something that's kind of common in the collective right now for divine feminines, where some of us might be asking for a little bit too much without really kind of stepping down off the pedestal ourselves. So if I'm allowed to say that and not ruffle too many feathers, then I'm gonna say it. So that's really what I'm getting here. I mean, you know, not everybody's gonna be, the timing of everybody else's lives aren't really gonna always line up with yours. And I think that, you know, it really does benefit us to be a bit realistic about the situations that we find ourselves in, especially if there is someone that we are interested in, or, you know, if there is something that's some kind of situationship. So as always, take what resonates, leave the rest. I do offer personal readings. You'll find it in the description, wherever it is that you find this video. And good luck.